Time is just gone 17 minutes past 8 a.m. this morning. We start off this morning looking at an event that is taking place, and that is tomorrow. And this is commemorating the life and times of teacher, human rights, and community activist Ibrahim Vawda. And we joined on the line this morning by Ziyaad Patel. Ziyaad, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Brother Inayat, and thank you very much for hosting me on your show. A very good morning and Juma Mubarak, Yom Juma Mubarak to your viewers and listeners.
Same to you as well, Ziyaad. Now, obviously, this is an event that is taking place tomorrow, and rightly so, commemorating the life of someone who has contributed, who has made tremendous sacrifices, and who has done so much in terms of media circles for us here at Salam Media, and also in terms of just the type of personality he was, someone who has dedicated his entire life for humanity. And we're talking about none other than Marhoom Ibrahim Vawda, rahimahumullah.
True, that's true. As we know, Uncle Ibrahim, Uncle Ibrahim is an elder to us. I've worked with Uncle Ibrahim on various projects over the many years that we've been involved in human rights issues that affected both in Africa, Asia, the Middle East. And Uncle Ibrahim has always been a mentor, elder brother, and he's always come to our assistance when we've required press releases on behalf of the Palestine Solidarity Alliance. Also when we worked on projects in Africa with the Ogaden Somali community, he was there to assist in all forms of human rights violations that a voice needed to be spoken out. Uncle Ibrahim Vawda of the Media Review Network has always been there. And I thought, myself, together with our comrades and activists within the Palestinian Solidarity Movement and also internationally, have found it befitting that only, to say our final goodbye and farewell to Marhoom Ibrahim is to have a befitting tribute. And that is where the concept has arisen for us to have this program, inshallah, which will be happening tomorrow afternoon, South African Standard Time at 3 p.m. To last until about 4:45 p.m. We've got a lineup of speakers. We're trying to integrate both a spiritual Islamic program as well as getting voices from various sectors of society that Uncle Ibrahim was involved in. He was an educationist, a teacher at a Muslim school. So we're getting some of his colleagues to speak on their interactions with Ibrahim Vawda when he was a teacher principal. Then, of course, the various projects that he worked with, protecting the Rohingya, the Palestinian cause, which we know was very, very dear to his heart. We've got the PSA, the Palestine Solidarity Alliance, coming to speak. We've got Salman Khan from the Kashmiri Action Campaign, him also coming to speak about Uncle Ibrahim's involvement in support and in solidarity of the distressed and oppressed people of Kashmir. We just, it was just because of time that we could not be able, invite further speakers or more speakers in terms of the various sectors that Uncle Ibrahim had a major, major influence. So I would ask your viewers and listeners to please tune in tomorrow. It's going to be live streamed on the Media Review Network Facebook page, and it's also going to, there is a Zoom link where persons wanting to listen to the tributes and to the commemoration program will be able to follow that link.
Well, certainly, and I think it's just fitting, Ziyaad, that, at this point in time, that this tribute is paid to Ibrahim Vawda, because this is the man who made tremendous contributions over a period of time. And it's said that these are the caliber of people that we have lost and starting to lose as a result of this pandemic. And clearly, they left a huge, in fact, they've left their footprints in the sense of time, but also a gap, a massive gap, that is going to be very, very difficult to fill.
Yes, Inayat, I have to agree with you on that. I think the loss of Uncle Ibrahim is a huge, huge void for the Media Review Network, and I think it's a big space that will need to be filled. Many people that we've been speaking to, activists and people that knew Uncle Ibrahim, have said that, he always wanted young people to start getting involved. And inshallah, perhaps this tribute program that we're arranging for tomorrow could be that spark to inspire other young people to follow those footsteps and be inspired by the life and work of Uncle Ibrahim. I also wanted to mention that we've got a very special guest tomorrow. Sheikh Basioni was also not too well, but has agreed to come onto the program and also speak for a few minutes. We know that Sheikh Basioni a few years ago was detained unlawfully in Egypt when he was en route to go to his daughter's wedding. And we know there was a changeover in the Egyptian regime. Sisi took over the democratic government, and Sheikh Basioni was unlawfully incarcerated. So there's such deep connections with some of the speakers that will be, paying tribute tomorrow. And I was just so pleased and honored that Sheikh Basioni accepted the invitation. I think also other activists, that would be speaking on behalf of, their organizations to pay tribute to Uncle Ibrahim, the South African Kashmiri Action Group. Uncle Ibrahim was very close to this cause. So was he close to the Uyghur cause of the minority Muslims in China who continue to be oppressed and persecuted shamelessly. And it's a cause that has not been spoken about a lot in our country, but we know that Uncle Ibrahim supported this cause, and that we need to be inspiring people to say that, look, we have the Palestinian cause, we need to fight Zionism in all its forms and manners, but there's also so many larger, broader, oppressed groups across the world that need championing causes. And one of the ways to do that is to inspire our young people to come on board and to champion the cause of Palestine and all the other causes where there is oppression of people. We know Uncle Ibrahim always fought for justice. I have spoken before about this as well, that one of the major qualities that I have been attracted to is Uncle Ibrahim's Muslim conscionable beliefs. He was always acted as a conscionable Muslim. He knew his rights and obligations as a Muslim, and he knew what was his responsibility to act in accordance with his Islamic beliefs. He never stood back when there was any defamation of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was vociferous in speaking out and protecting the name and reputation of our beloved Prophet. But also he's always acted in a reasonable manner when it came to issues of COVID, when it came to issues about, for instance, social distancing, access to masajids and so forth. He's always taken a route that has been reasonable and rational. And I've always found Uncle Ibrahim to be one of those Muslims that understood his conscionable beliefs. So it's a huge loss for us. But, inshallah, with time, the wounds will heal, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fill those shoes with other people. And Uncle Ibrahim has certainly lived his life. He's lived a full life, and he's left a rich legacy for us to be proud of. And I think tomorrow is one of those days of opportunity for us to even find closure. Brother Inayat, we know that Uncle Ibrahim passed away having contracted COVID. He lost his brother about 2 weeks before, and I think he went to Barberton to the mayor, to the funeral. And he then contracted COVID, and he was then hospitalized and ventilated. So we've also living within a time and an era of a scourging pandemic, a raging pandemic. And I think tomorrow's tribute is going to be important, listening to the words of Sheikh Basioni and others about us in the Muslim community, especially, and as South Africans, finding a way of guidance and spiritual relief in a very, very difficult time that we're living in. We know that so many people are losing loved ones, community members, family members, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and so forth. We're living in a completely very difficult time, and inshallah, we're hoping that tomorrow's tribute will assist in some way in finding some ease and peace in our people's hearts.
Well, inshallah, Jazakallah khairan so much for that, Ziyaad, and for your time with us this morning. And just to reinforce, this is a virtual event. It will be on Zoom, but also live stream on the Media Review Network's Facebook page, and that's taking place tomorrow at 3 p.m. And there are a whole host of speakers that are on the lineup as well. Ziyaad, Jazakallah so much for your time. Looking forward to the event, inshallah. Allah make it easy. Allah accept your efforts as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. Shukran jazilan, Brother United.